What's going on, guys? Today's video we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Pelicans and their ceiling, answering the question, are the New Orleans Pelicans title contenders? Before we get into this video, I just want to say two things. One, thank you guys so much for the support you've been showing on my recent videos. And two, go to the comments right now and let me know, are the Pelicans going to finish a top 5 seed in this Western Conference? Let me know down in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So when discussing the Pelicans and their title contention and even just their ceiling, obviously I think the biggest, most obvious X factor would be the 285-pound beast that Zion Williamson is. Zion Williamson averaged 27 points and 7 rebounds on an incredible 61% from the field. He was also selected to play in his first All-Star game at the young age of 21. Honestly, Zion's ceiling is limitless. Of course, the health plays a big concern into this, but their rosters, it's built up of great depth and wing depth this year for the Pelicans. They have great leadership in the locker room and consistent coaching on the floor with Willie. The energy seems to be there more this year than in the past, and especially at media day. I think this is partially due to the fact that one, Zion is back, and two, they saw a bit of hope and a sliver of success in the play-in/playoffs last year, and a lot of people tried to put words in Zion's mouth this offseason saying that he dislikes New Orleans or that he was going to leave. But look at the extension he just signed, and just take a look at the stuff that he's done for the city of New Orleans. Zion is committed both on and off the court, and so is all-star wing Brandon Ingram. During an interview on media day, he said, "The mentality is always to win. The expectation is to win, especially for our team. We always kind of believed in each other and what we're doing, so the expectation is still the same. I don't know what's our outside expectation for us, but we're ultimately trying to bring a championship to New Orleans." I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like an all-star who is slowly starting to grow into trying to become a veteran and a winner, kind of like taking that next jump like we saw a guy like Jason Tatum take last year with the Celtics, obviously with him and Jalen bringing them to the finals. The commitment and grind to get better does not stop there. Young standout talents like Herb Jones and Jose Alvarado have shown tremendous grit and willingness to play and make every single possession count, and it's exciting when you see these guys like Jose getting a long-term deal for such a great amount of money. It's great for both Jose and the organization, and I know the fans are just going to grow to love him more and more and more. Both these guys on defense they're just remarkable at what they do. For Herb, he's just that on-the-ball pest, and he's just always in his bag, knocking guys off their spot with his long reach. And from the games I've seen, and especially towards the end of his rookie year and even the start of this year, I see he's much more vocal and willing to jaw on the perimeter, and it's not in an arrogant way, but more so in a defensive, passionate way. And the same goes for Jose Alvarado. He's stepping into his own confidence in the role that he's playing, annoying guys like Chris Paul with his patience and grittiness. He really does just play every single possession and play like it's the last. And speaking of people stepping into their role, how about CJ McCollum stepping into that veteran role? Now that is something I'd not expect to see, but I definitely see that after signing this 2-year extension and hearing his answers during the media day, it told me all I needed to know where his head was at with this team. CJ said during the media day, "I'm not going nowhere. I'm here. Where am I gonna go? Leave for what? I want to retire here. I'm 30 years old and I have a son who is 13 weeks old. I'm married. When you have something good, you hold on to it." This kind of lets you into the headspace of where CJ is at in his career. His family and hoops are all he cares about, and it's very admirable. The Pelicans 5 on paper, it's definitely going to be interesting to watch because right now they have it listed as CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Obviously, CJ McCollum doesn't have the best track record of averaging these crazy assist numbers, so when you see him starting at guard, you kind of shake your head a little little bit. However, CJ has been stepping into more of a facilitating role, and not to mention, I just really think that this team is going to be moving a lot in transition, and they're going to be worried more about making the correct pass and the right read, and just not being, jealous, and no one's going to be playing hero ball. Everyone's just going to be willing to make those passes, and this starting five displays a lot of athletic and quick talent outside of Jonas, but he's very understanding of his role. Off the bench, they have a backcourt that can give you 30 points on any given night with Jose Alvarado and Devontae Graham. I wasn't a biggest fan when they picked up Devontae Graham from the Hornets, but that was just because they used to have a lot more guards in the rotation. They used to have so much guard play. Since then, they've moved on from guys like Lonzo Ball, Frank Jackson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Josh Hart. I mean, the list could go on forever. This Pelicans team has seen a lot of different phases over the past 2 years. And as for their depth in the front court, they have an insanely athletic lob threat duo featuring Jackson Hayes and Larry Nance Jr. These days, you're mostly seeing Jackson Hayes on the pogo stick and not so much Larry Nance, but he still has bunnies and is still able to use his reach to finish over longer defenders. And not to mention, they have Willy Hernan-Gomez, who plays much more of a utility or facilitating center role, so they're able to just be much more versatile with all the lineups that they run. As for this team, can they win a championship? I think the answer this year is no. I do think they will finish top 5, to answer my question from earlier. If you haven't answered in the comments, go down and let me know right now. But honestly, guys, I think this team is built a little bit for the future. I really do think they may struggle with some injury woes this year and some small learning curves, but on this paper, this team has got the potential to be better than anyone on any given night, especially with a smart guy like Willie Green at the helm. They've been trying a new coach every 2 years or so in New Orleans for the past 10 years or so, it feels like, and I'm really happy they finally got their guy who they want to fight for. The depth is remarkable, and so is the amount of raw talent they have. However, like I said, I see this team taking at least 1 to 3 more years before they take that next step. What do you guys think? Are the Pelicans contender for next season, or are they going to wash and take a couple more years? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys made it this far, you guys know I appreciate and love all of you. I really cannot thank you guys enough. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.